Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today marks the first full week of the summer holidays and I thought I may as well sit down and discuss the update that I have with P and school. I call it school and I know so many of you are confused as to why are you calling it school when she's 3? It's not school, it's nursery. I just call it school because it's in a school environment. People call it preschool, blah 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 blah. I just call it school. So, I think I've said that word enough times for the rest of the video. Yes, so today is the first full week of the 6-week holidays. You can tell I'm still like in my comfies, I've got no makeup on, and I thought I may as well just, it's too hot to wear makeup. But I thought I'd just sit down and do like a roundup update as to how we've been getting on. I filmed our process of getting P into the system of obviously going to school and stuff, and I really struggled, and I haven't done an update since, just because we just got on with it really, and there wasn't much else I could report other than, yeah, she's fine today, or no, we had a wobbly day, and it was just getting repetitive to film and to obviously watch and edit myself, so I just sort of stopped that. So P started nursery in January. Her 3rd birthday was in November, so she is going to be one of the oldest children within her school year because of when her birthday falls. So she started in the January, and obviously we've gone through to the July. So what is that, like 6-7 months? I can't remember when she started, but just over 6 months, with obviously the half terms and stuff in between. I don't even know where to start because she's come on leaps and bounds, and I'm so happy that I sent her to nursery. She was ready for it, but just emotionally she wasn't, which is why she struggled. So we started off with tears every single day for an hour at a time. As soon as I got her school uniform out, she would burst into tears. Driving to school, she'd be screaming and crying. Trying to give her to the teachers at school, she'd be crying, and it was horrific, and it was a really staggered start, I guess, and it was so hard looking back on it. And then, when was it? I want to say it was like, she was fine at Easter. It must have been like towards the end of March / the Easter holidays. She just flipped, and she got into the swing of things, which I knew she would. You all commented and said she'll get there, like it'll just switch one day, and that is literally what happened. So we went from tears and everything, night terrors. Do you remember when P was suffering from night terrors? That's now completely stopped. So I think that really took a toll on her emotionally, and those nights, honestly, looking back from January through to like April, that was such a hard time, not only for her but for us as parents. I completely forgot about those night terrors, and she was waking up between like 8 and 9, 10 and 11, screaming, crying, shouting, hitting. And then she'd wake up at like midnight or 1 as well. It was awful. It was so hard what we went through to get her into the stage where we are now. We got there. She has learnt so much through being at school. Obviously she's only 3, and I don't think there's much of like a syllabus or curriculum. Obviously there's not. But they obviously have targets as to what they want the children to hit. She does so well at singing. She loves to sing a nursery rhyme. She always comes home and is like, can I sing you this today, mummy? Or can we do this? Blah, blah. She's learnt so many new songs that I completely forgot as like an adult that I used to sing when I was smaller. She loves Wheels on the Bus, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Obviously I know that I could teach that to her, but it sort of got to the point where I didn't know where to go with trying to educate P, and the teachers just get it and they just know it, and they are fantastic. I'm so happy with the choice that I made with the school, and we went through some difficulties. If you watch my Instagram stories and stuff like that, you would have seen, but we overcame that. That teacher that kept sending P home, she actually left because she was covering maternity leave, and I was a little bit worried because even though we suffered a speed bump, P actually really got on with that teacher, but she now also gets on with the lady that was on maternity leave. So I think it's worked out for the better. Yeah, so she's singing and dancing and learning all these things. She's done like a circus workshop with like balancing and things like that. They've done was it inspirational day, where like parents from like a certain profession come in and they speak to the children and get them to learn and teach, or yeah, they teach them about what they do as like a career. So they had like paramedics and stuff come in. She's had a sports day. I didn't actually go to that because I knew she'd absolutely lose her head if she saw me there, because it wasn't an early pickup. It was to go there after lunch, see them do their sports day and then come home, as in me come home and leave her at school. And I knew that that just wasn't a good move for me. So Neil actually went and filmed it all for me. And she lost it when she saw Neil, but I think she knew she wasn't able to come home with Neil because Daddy was in his work van. So yeah, she did really well with sports day, bless her heart. She was so funny in the videos, and she got a sticker. And I'm just so proud as to where she's come. She comes home with all these paintings and these drawings, and it's exactly how I wanted it to be. I obviously just thought it would happen a lot quicker. I would probably do the starting of nursery completely different as to how I did it, because I was completely naive, and I'm a first time mum, and it was my first time sending my child to like a education environment and not having me, and I had no idea what to expect, and it did take longer, but we got there in the end, and she's as happy as Larry now. She goes skipping into school, and sometimes she has a little bit of a wobble and she's like, I want a cuddle, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but this is your school, blah 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 blah. She has made so many friends, and she's one of those, like, she loves it. She loves walking into school and she's like, there's that friend, there's this friend, oh look, she's wearing a dress today, oh she's got a pretty clip in her hair, obviously talking about her friends or people in her class. And I think, oh, you're just so precious. And my little heart goes out to her when she's like waving at the children, like saying hello, because she is really social. She's like, good morning whoever, and hello, oh I like this, I like your bag. And sometimes a lot of the children just ignore her, and I think, oh, you're so sweet, like I appreciate what you're saying. Because obviously kids are kids and they don't really have a conversation, whereas P's trying to do that. But yeah, she comes out telling me about all of her friends and stuff, and it's so sweet. I don't know if it's just us, even though she's only 3, she started already, but she'll come out of school and I'll be like, how was your day? What did you get up to? Nothing. Okay, so you've been at school for 6.5 hours and you didn't do a thing. I was like, who do you sit next to at lunchtime? No one. I was like, okay, great, it's going to be one of those days. But I know she's got friends and she does really well. She eats all of her lunch at school, yet at home with me, not interested, wants snacks all the time. She has milk at school. If I offer her to have milk at home, doesn't want it. She has fruit at school. Does she eat that at home? No. So it's working well in that favour as well. She's excelled outside. She was very, very timid when it comes to sort of adventuring out and climbing up things and balancing and things like that, and she's mastered that at school. And we have a thing called Tapestry, which is where I can put updates on and the school can put updates. They put pictures up of P in an environment doing something, and they'll put like a little comment and I can comment back, and I really like that aspect. They taught P how to put her coat on, which I know sounds really weird, but there's this magic way where I remember when she went to go and put a coat on, I was like, why are you throwing it on the floor? Like, what are you doing? And they throw the coat on the floor, they put their arms on and they twist their arms around and then it's on. And I couldn't believe that, like, just little things like that she's learnt and she's picked up on. 6-week holidays. I don't have homework obviously, but there are things that I personally would like to work on with her. So, like drawing for example, she's not really drawing people at the moment. I don't know if she should be, she'll be 4 in November. But one thing that she can do is draw a circle. So for me, I just want to get her to learn to put sticks. Sorry, I've got a cold at the moment. I would like her to do like sticks as like arms and legs, and if I can get her to do like a smiley face, great. That's my personal little goal. Obviously we'll still be listening to like the nursery rhymes and all the songs that they sing within school. They listen to like this Jolly Phonics song with like movements, and it starts with ants on my arm. She started singing it. I was like, what the hell is this? And then I googled it and it was a Jolly Phonics thing, so she loves singing those. So they're my 2 little goals that I want to try and continue throughout the 6-week holidays. I'm just so proud and I'm so happy with how it's all gone on. So she starts the second week in September due to like teacher training and inductions and stuff, and I'm a little bit apprehensive about September just because it's a lot of change. All of the friends that she's made pretty much are going up into reception, so within her class they obviously start at 3 and they go up until they're 4, but there's obviously the cut-off, and a lot of her friends that she has made, we have had play dates with some of the friends from school, a lot of her friends that she talks about, they're all going up into reception in September, and she knows about it, and she keeps saying, all my friends are going up into a big school. And I'm like, yeah, they are, but that's okay because you can still have your other friends. And I'm trying to talk her around to it, and I think she understands it because obviously one of her teachers left previously and that teacher went to a big school, different school. So I'm hoping that she'll be okay. I think she'll be lost, and I think we will struggle for the first couple of weeks, but once she sees the familiar faces of her teachers and some of her friends, I think she'll get there. One of her main key workers, I've mentioned it in a couple of our videos, she isn't going to be there, which is horrible because that was P's person that she went to every single morning, and I think it's going to be really difficult for P to settle into the environment again and not have her there because she has always been there. She started when P started, so they sort of started together, and she just gravitated towards her, and I'm so upset that she's not going to be there in September. But she's still got the other teaching staff. It's just going to be different, and that's fine. That's not always a bad thing, and I think P might need that to obviously shake things up a little bit and learn that it is okay that she can do things obviously without the support of this certain teacher. So we've got that going on, and then we'll then eventually have the visits for reception class, which is, I think it's the end of October, November time, where there's like open days for schools. So the school that P is currently in is our catchment school, and I'm really happy with it and I love it. But I will be going around and looking at other schools just to make sure that I am making the right decision for us as a family, and P is obviously a child in education, because for me, school is a big decision. I've said about it before and I'll say about it again. I was moved around a lot when I was a child in education. I went to 6 schools, and was it 6 or 7? I can't remember, but either way I moved quite a lot and I never had that stability, and that's the one thing that I crave and want and I'm looking for P. So I just want to check all the boxes and just make sure that the school that she is currently in is where she will stay for the years that they obviously offer. And it'll be nice to compare and see that comparison, because when I was looking around at nurseries, the one that she's in, they showed me the entire school, whereas all the other ones just show me the nurseries. And I'd like to see the actual school and the dynamics and how they work and see what's right for P. So I've got that coming up obviously towards the end of the year, and I probably won't do an update until that point. I will document my thoughts and feelings about how we are looking and what we are looking for within a primary school or an infant or whatever it will be. We've got a lot of choice where we are. We've got a couple of catchment schools and we've got a lot of schools around us, so we're quite lucky. It's just finding the right one for us.
You
Want to sit on my lap?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, that's another thing that she has learnt. P asks questions.
Hang on.
What?
My baby needs
Your baby needs a wipe. P asks questions all the time now. So...
because it's got blood. Look.
That's not blood. So for example...
That, then?
I don't know, probably a bit of orange or a bit of food or something. Hey?
It's probably a bit of orange.
Well, you like feeding your baby, don't you? She asks questions all the time. She'll be like, you've already had your lunch, haven't you? Hey, we're going to go feed the ducks tomorrow, aren't we? And that's another thing that I think she's learned from school, is asking questions, which I think is really clever. What do you like about school? You don't know. Do you like doing pictures? And drawing? What snacks do they have at school? Can you remember?
Apples, pears, and oranges, red things.
Red things are tomatoes, aren't they?
Peas.
Peas. They have them in the shell, don't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have raisins, don't you?
Yeah, milk.
Milk. You always drink milk, don't you?
And milkshake.
Yeah, you have had milkshake a couple of times. You also have your snack time outside sometimes, don't you? And why don't you tell the camera, what's that game you play with when you sit in the circle and you say,
Duck, duck, goose.
duck, duck, goose? You're good at that game, don't you?
Can you play with it now with me?
How can we play it? It's just me and you. Hey?
Oh, you can say
Duck.
no. I
Duck.
want to do it. I want to do it.
Go on then.
Duck, 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 geese. Ah,
Hey?
ah.
Do you like doing the climbing frame at school outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do nice pictures inside, don't you?
Outside.
And outside, and you play games.
Can I get this off?
I think you've stained it. Camera about assembly.
I went to assembly.
You went to assembly, and what happened in assembly? It was too
Noisy.
so you cried, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you sat on the teacher's lap. Yeah? And where are all your friends going?
To new class.
They're going to the new class. That's right. That's right. But that's okay because you've still got some other friends at school, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is staying now?
I don't know who's staying, but you are, aren't you?
Yeah, is Thomas staying now?
I don't know who's staying, but we'll find out when we next go back to school, won't we? Yeah? We're going to have a good summer together, aren't we? Should we go and say goodbye then? What's the face? What is that face? Remember when you used to cry every single time I used to drop you off at school?
Yeah.
Didn't you? And now, who's the big girl?
No!
Yay! High five! Good girl. Love you. Mummy's really proud. Ow, watch my eyeballs. Okay, right. Let's say goodbye.
Bye.
Can I say goodbye? Goodbye! You're so funny.
Don't say goodbye.
Get off my mouth. I'll get your pits. I'll get your pits. Right. I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye!